All right, guys, we're going to make exercise 22. This one is interesting, to say the least, and this is my second attempt at making the video because I botched it hard on the first try. And it happens, right? It happens, so that's okay. We're all good. I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, and I made some mistakes. Okay, so one of the things I notice about this thing is it's symmetric about the horizontal axis. The top and the bottom half are mirror images of each other, so that could be helpful. Now, when you use the mirror image tool, you don't have to mirror everything. I think I'm actually going to start off and make this whole circle in the middle, and make some of these other parts, and then kind of do the mirror for the bits that that surround this. Okay, but I think I'm going to make this circle here and this outer circle, and then just mirror the top part. Okay, you'll see what I'm talking about when I get going. But it looks like I need to start with a diameter 80 circle, and then these arcs here, it says radius 50. That would be a diameter of 100. So I'm going to make that to begin with. Okay, and then we'll use the trim tool later to clean it up. So let's start with that. Let's start with starting a sketch. I'm going to right click on the top plane, make new sketch, and then I'm going to right click again and hide all the planes, hit N to look down, and I said I need to make a circle that is 50, so I'm going to click, type 50, and then I need to make a circle that is no, I did it wrong. I'm sorry. Back. Okay, we're going to change this. It's actually 80. I looked away from the drawing a little too soon. There we go. And then the other one was 100. I was like, I knew I said 100. What did I do? Okay, so let's make another circle that is 100. Click, type 100, and there it is. Okay, so that's going to be kind of a starting point. I'm also going to throw down some construction lines, kind of going out from here. This one we'll need for sure. Actually, it needs to go all the way across, so I'm going to actually click L and Q to do the construction line, and I'm gonna come way out here and then go all the way back through the middle. There we go. Okay, and that will be my line of symmetry. I have another circular arc that's going to start out here, and I'm actually going to use the 3-point the center point arc. So I'm going to come out here, come in a bit, and then go until, I think if I do that, no, doesn't, okay. I thought it would let me go vertically above here, but that's totally fixable, because if I stop here and then I click V for vertical, I can make that and that a vertical constraint, and there I get my quarter circle. Okay, now the distance between the center of here and here, if we look in the drawing, is this 100 dimension, right? From here to here is 100. So let's go ahead and do that. And also the radius of this arc is 30. So let's do that. I did that thing again where I didn't bring it all the way down, and now I'm going to pay the price. You don't know what I'm talking about, but it has to do with my dual monitor deal. Okay, so let's go to dimension, click the center, and bring that down, make it 100. And then this arc is supposed to have a dimension of 30. So there it is. Okay. Now, let's see. We've got, let's look at the drawing once again. And, okay, so now we got to kind of come around here, curve, and we already have this curve. That's the outer circle. So we'll just put this curve, and then put in the tangent constraints are going to make that work. Now, if you notice, this curve is dimension. It's a radius of 40. So let's make sure we do that. So we're going to, and it is concentric with this one. So I'm going to use that center point arc tool again. Click on the center, come up. I'm going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to come straight up, because that thing was being a bit of a, that's where it really needs to start. So I'm going to click, and I'm just going to come over a little bit. I don't need to specify. Okay, let's move this out of the way because it's in the way. And then we need another arc that's going to come along and connect to here. So this time though, I want a 3-point arc. I'm going to connect here to the circle and just bring it down a little bit. Okay, now let's dimension these two. Again, I said that this one is a 40, and then let's see, let's look at the drawing again. Oh, there it is. These little inner curves are 20s. So we need a 40 out here and a 20 here. Let's do that. So get the dimension tool by clicking D. We'll make this 40. And then this needs to be 20. Okay, and then let's put the tangent constraints in that are going to make this all work. So these are tangent, and these are tangent. Oh, it was, wait a minute, what happened? Oh, we got an accidental horizontal constraint. This happens to you guys all the time. See this horizontal constraint? It's trying to make these two dots horizontal to each other. That was not intentional. So I'm gonna click that one, highlight it, and delete it. And now we're cool. Okay, so remember, when your sketch goes crazy red on you, 99% of the time it's because you have an accidental constraint that was put in. If you look now, to make these two things concentric, this and this are not horizontal from each other. Okay, so look for those accidental horizontal constraints when you get in trouble like that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another construction line out here, kind of at random. Okay, I'm going to just make a construction line out here because the thing I'm drawing up here is a half circle, and I'd like to have something to start it on and to end it on, so it's an actual half circle. And then we can put the dimensions of the center of the circle later. Okay, so I'm going to get that center point arc, start somewhere near the middle. Let's use the midpoint. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to click there, go out a bit along the line, click, and bring it around. Okay, now the center of this circle, where is it supposed to be? Well, it's supposed to be certain places relative to the axes. Now I'm missing an axis, so I'm going to put another construction line in from here going vertical, and that's going to help us locate this. Okay, so if we look at the drawing, the center of this arc here is 50 from that vertical axis and 86.6 from the horizontal axis. So let's do that. I'm going to go back and hit the D key for dimension, and then go from the center of the arc to here, and we're going to make that 50. And then we're going to go from that same center down to this line, and we're going to make that 86.6, and now we've properly located that. Okay, so now what we haven't done though is dimensioned it, and that is another one of our 30s. Okay, now I could dimension it, or I could use the equal constraint and make it equal to that one. Okay, and I chose that approach because I like having just as few dimensions on the drawing as possible. It makes me feel mighty. I don't know why. Maybe there's something wrong with me. That's actually a hard, what do you call that, hard maybe? There's no maybe about it. There is definitely something wrong with me. But we all were aware of that. Okay, so let's go back to our center point arc, and I'm gonna actually, before I do that, I'm gonna extend this out a bit because I need to start it on this line, and I wasn't quite sure that I had enough room. So let's go back to that center point arc. I'm gonna click on this point. I'm gonna stay along this line, start it, and then just go a little bit. Okay, just a little bit is enough, because I need to make another one of these 20 radius curves connecting this to this. Okay, so I'm going to go back and get the 3-point arc tool, which I could have also clicked A. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to land here. Okay, and it doesn't matter that it doesn't look right, because the constraints and the dimensions are going to fix all that. Okay, so I'm going to hit escape to get out of the tool. Now this portion has the same radius as over here, so I'm going to use the equal constraint again. I'm going to click on this one and this one. Okay, this one has the same radius as this one, so I'm going to click this one and this one. Okay, now I need those tangent constraints. I'm going to hit T for tangent. This is going to be tangent to this, and did I even get, I can't tell if I got that or not. I'm going to click this and make it tangent to that. Okay, I must have. Boy, it was so already almost tangent that it looked like nothing happened. All right, now I have to make a couple arcs that come along here, and let's bring that drawing back down. we need the outer part of this, which is also going to be a 40 radius, and then the inner part of this kind of connects to the circle. So another a 40 and a 20. Okay, so get that center point arc tool, click on the center, come out along this line, and then come down a bit. Okay, and then go back to the 3-point arc and connect this and this. Yeah, you really can't I'm going to try to make it so, well, I don't know what I'm doing. It doesn't really matter. It's not adding constraints. It's just that I didn't like last time when I did the tangent and barely moved. That was disconcerting. All right, so let's do equals. This radius is equal to that radius, and this is equal to that. And then I'm going to hit T for tangent. This is tangent to that. This should be obvious. And then this is tangent to that. And there we go. Okay, now, again, part of the reason I'm using the equal constraints is, let's say I had to make some changes to this thing. Look, right now we don't have that many dimensions, right? So making changes would be very, very easy if we had to. Now, this doesn't quite look like a part because we need to use the trim tool to get rid of certain things. Plus, we need to make little lines that close this shape off, right, up in these points. Okay, so I'm gonna get the lines and do those first. Connect that line to that line. Hit escape. Hit L again, and connect that point to that point. And then I'm gonna hit L again. Oh no, it stayed. I don't know why sometimes. I don't know. Okay, so if you notice that, now I'm not going to connect these two because remember it's symmetric and we don't want that. But I am going to use my trim tool now to get rid of some of these interior lines that we don't need. Okay, and I don't need any of this. And I really, yeah, oh good. Because I made that construction line, it's going to let me get rid of this half. Okay, so this is the top half of our part. And now I'm going to go ahead and mirror it. So I'm going to click the mirror tool, click the line, grab all of it, and there we go. All right. So now I can accept that sketch. We will go to our isometric view. And according to the drawing, this thing is going to be extruded 10. So I'm going to type in a 10, hit enter, click on it, and there it is. Accept it, and there's my part. Boy, it's so weird looking, and yet it is symmetric. So you know that would boy, it's not obvious from looking here, is it? But it's more obvious when you look at that top-down drawing. All right, so that one was pretty tricky, but very doable. And I bet you guys are going to come up with a whole bunch of different ways to do this, and that's going to be fun. All right, guys, there you go.